Hello and greetings everyone, YouTube. I wanted to send and post this message as to see if I could get this out onto the internet to see about getting some help and possible answers for some questions I have regarding this. If indeed, is it a Chinese Dulcimer? Is it a Yangqin or early Yangqin? So I have joined a few forums, but really haven't got too much feedback or information or help. So I thought this might be a good outlet to be able to kind of post this and see what kind of info might be able to get. So my little bit of knowledge is this happens to look like a normal hammer dulcimer. So I know this is one question I am unsure of. They have different sizing of hammer dulcimers. Like I think they go by something like a 15/16 or 13/14. I'm not really sure how that sizing works or how that goes. So if anybody might be able to let me know or be just regarding that information, that would be great. So so this has a mother of pearl inlay on the left side and the right side, and both of these sides open up. You have the actual tooting pegs on the right, and then on the left side is actually where the strings actually hook on. Some of them have actual hooks that are on here, and other ones look like they're actually wound onto it. Overall, the strings look pretty good. So I'm going to attempt to try to use these existing ones. Granted, given I'm not sure how old this is, or if that would be a good idea, if I could do this, or if it would be wise for me to, change the strings, certain ones or all of them. So that would be another question. Depending upon the size of this or the layout, would I use normal hammer dulcimer strings, or would I use yanqin strings, or can use piano wire? So that's kind of just another question if I do need to replace it and or down the road when I need to. So the other thing is with these bridges. So I know the newer Chinese yanqin models, they happen to have, I believe, 4 or 5 actual fixed bridges. And I think the newer yanqins are actually bigger in overall dimensions. I think overall really with the overall given depth that that goes out a bit more and a little bit wider too. And the fixed bridges are like they're laid out like 1, 2, 3, 4, and like 5 up here, I believe. So maybe there's different size models for theirs as well, or for the newer ones. From what I might have the wrong terminology, and this is another help question, but I believe these are floating bridges, and maybe referred to as chessmen pieces, or chessmen bridges. So I'm trying, if indeed that is the correct terminology, if anybody can let me know. And then the other is how one would go upon setting the bridges up. Are they, is there actual depending upon the sizing of the model, hammer dulcimer or Chinese dulcimer, what have you, would it in that model, if it's a 13/12 or whatever, is there only one way that you would set them up? Or is there and more than one way? And I guess those dimensions with the figuring it out and the ruler and what have you. So needing to see about getting some help and figuring that out. And then the other is about tuning, of course, too. So how one would go upon tuning this. Is there typically only one method one way of you would set the scale or notes of everything, and or can you tune it a couple of different ways. So to see about finding that out as well too. So the manufacturer on this particular model, this is Skylark brand, and it says made in the People's Republic of China. Overall, I mean, for its age, which unless somebody might know or have a similar type of model, I mean, with it definitely being an older model, it's in pretty good condition. It came in a nice case, and it also came with two sets of these very thin wooden hammer type beaters. This is the better set of the pair. This just very thin pieces of wood, and it looks like it has maybe like a fabric or felt on here. I do believe that the newer Yangqin models, they have pretty much the same type of thin wood hammer beaters, but they have like this rubber piece that goes over kind of like goes over this end here in different thicknesses, and that can determine also the sound of what's coming off of when you're playing the strings. So I don't know if it would be, once this is set up, would I use the existing ones I have, and or would I want to acquire something like like those newer models. So so yeah, I'm just very interested to see about learning and getting this set up and be able to use it. So I've always been, or for some time, have been very drawn, connected to the wonderful instruments that have been around for such a long time over in China, as far as like the Chinese erhu, or the Chinese gujing, and now Chinese Dulcimer and or yanqin. So I have those other ones, the erhu and the gujing, and thought this would just be really neat to be able to have one of these. I know this is maybe not considered like the newer yanqin models, but there was such a wonderful deal, and it was meant to be. I got it. So so if, anybody that's out there, please please share your comments or recommendations or areas where to go to. Like I said, I've joined a few forums, but nothing really kind of panned out, or being able to get any feedback or help. So it would just be great to be able to get this guy playable and working the best that it can be for given its layout and condition, and just to be able to learn and figure it out. So and please if you have any questions for me, or if you need me to try to if you need certain measurements of this overall unit, or inside the measurements from inside where I suppose this soundboard is, or what have you, let me know. I do very much appreciate any and all information and your time and help. So thanks so much, YouTube and everyone. I very much appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye.